Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today we will discuss about synchronous programming and asynchronous programming in ASP.NET Core. In asynchronous programming, we will also talk about what is async and await keyword. And to understand these topics, synchronous and asynchronous programming, we should focus on how request models are processed by the thread pool in ASP.NET Core. So first, we will try to understand the requests are how requests are processed by the thread pool in ASP.NET Core. For to understand those things, we have to create one diagram in which there are three actors. Three actors are there. One is the thread pool. So I am creating the thread pool here. This is the thread pool, and this thread contains two threads, two two threads only, and there is one database, and there are the requests. I am creating only first two requests only, request one and request two. So in ASP.NET Core, when a request comes to our web API in ASP.NET Core, dispatches a thread to this request to thread request one. So I'm creating the connection between the request and thread pool. Once this request comes here, ASP.NET Core assigns a thread to this request one. I am giving the name, it's thread one. So as this thread one is assigned to this request, now this request, the API request we are getting for fetching the list of companies from this database, that is taking the 3 seconds. So we have only two threads, out of which one thread is busy here. So this thread is occupy here because the execution at the database side is taking 3 seconds to complete the operation on the database side. So now this thread 1 is busy here. So let's suppose at the same time request 2 comes here on the thread pool. Again, ASP.NET Core assign the second thread to this request to here. So I am doing the connection again here. I am giving the name here, the thread pool 2. So now this, as this operation for fetching the data from the execution is happening on the database side, as this is an input output operation, again this thread 2 will wait here to complete the execution on the database side. So now we have only two available threads are in the thread pool, and those two threads are busy here in form of like thread 1 and thread 2. These two threads will wait here for the completion of execution of completion of the operation on the database side till the 3 second. Let's suppose a third request comes here to our web API. Now there is no available threads are available in the thread pool. This situation is called the thread starvation. When there is no available threads in the thread pool, all the threads are busy. This situation is called the thread pool. So thread starvation. So now when the third request comes here and there is no available threads are there. So this request 3 will have to wait for a longer till the time these two threads are not able to finish their operations here. Till that time this request 3 will have to wait here. So sometimes we can also get an error of 503, that is service is unavailable. When this request has to wait for a long time, at that situation we can get an error, that is 503. And the second problem is here, we are not utilizing our threads, thread 1 and thread 2, properly here. For like 3 seconds the thread 1 is waiting here for the 3 seconds, and this is like logged here. This is not serving any other request. As this request flow is synchronous, we are not able, this thread 1 is blocked here, we are blocking our thread, not able to serve any other request. So this is the problem we face in the synchronous programming. But when we are dealing with the asynchronous programming, what will happen here? When the request comes here, when the request comes here just a second guys, when a request comes here, again the same process will happen. Thread pool assigns this thread 1 here and the second thread here. Let's suppose we have only one thread is left here in the thread pool. This situation comes. So when the execution when the execution is happening at the database side for the 3 seconds, this thread 1 will not blocked here. We will not blocked our thread 1 here for 3 seconds, because this is the asynchronous programming, and we will use here await keyword here, await. So this will not wait here for the 3 seconds to complete the till the completion of the operation performed in the database side. It will again return, this thread 1 again return to our thread pool. This thread will again return to the thread pool till the time execution is happening on the database side. So now let's suppose if the thread pool contains only the one thread now, and this operation is performed on the back end is taking 3 seconds. For the 3 second it will go inside the thread pool, and at this time it will serve another request. Let's suppose at the same time the third request 3 comes here, the thread pool, and this becomes two threads available here. And this thread, the ASP.NET Core again assign one thread out of two thread to the request 3 here. So now we will serve request 3 here. Once the execution at the database side is completed, now again this thread pool assign the thread to that particular request, that for the request 1 to finishes our further execution. So how this is the way our asynchronous request model works. So here you will see we can serve more number of requests in terms of synchronous programming. In a synchronous programming we can serve more number of requests. This is called the scalability of the application. That means with the help of asynchronous programming we can increase the scalability of the application in terms of horizontal scalability. One myth I will need to clarify here, let most of the developers have, with the help of asynchronous programming we can increase the speed of our application. That is not correct, but yeah, definitely we can increase the scalability of our application, not the speed of our application. We can increase the scalability of the application with the help of asynchronous programming. So this is the way our synchronous or asynchronous programming work. And this is the thing that where we have discussed the um, request model in our synchronous programming and synchronous programming. Now let's move to syntax approach of asynchronous and synchronous programming. Like synchronous program, everyone knows how in ASP.NET Core or in MVC, the same way synchronous programming work in ASP.NET Core. But yeah, for asynchronous programming, we have to use the async and await keyword here, where we have to use the async keyword after the access modifier. We have to write the async keyword, and to make it to make it asynchronous, await is mandatory here to pout, where we are performing the input output operation. At that place we have to use the await keyword. Let's suppose you are using only the async keyword, you are not using the await keyword, that means you are using the synchronous one, not the asynchronous programming. The one more thing, task. In asynchronous programming we have to use the task, and in the next tutorial we will, when we will do the practical approach, why we require task and how it will increase the horizontal scalability of our application with the help of synchronous programming, that we will do the practical approach. Now here we only discuss the theoretical part, the request model in ASP.NET Core, uh, in asynchronous programming. In the next session we will do the practical demonstration of this one. So as of now you need to understand, we return the task, and the whatever the data we are returning we will pass in the generic. Like here we are returning only the enumerable of product, so we have to write in this way: task action result enumerable product. This action result is using, because we are using this function okay not found, this is inherited from here, action result, and this is the result return type enumerable of product. So we are writing here. When, let's suppose there is a situation comes into the picture, like you don't want to return anything, in that case you never write void, because it is recommended in asynchronous programming you should never return a void type. Instead of, you should write task. You can write task here. So there is a alag meaning of writing a task, why we require task. This is a most uh, good topic of task, why we use task here, why we use task here. That is more interesting, that we will discuss in the next session. So if you like our video and like our content, please like and subscribe my channel, and this gives us motivation, so we can again make good quality content to you guys. So please like it and subscribe it. Thank you guys. We will see in the next tutorial. Thank you.